Hello, in this video we are going to cover variables and variable types in Python. So variable. So what is a variable? And it's essentially a way of storing values in memory, and that's all it is. And you have different types of variables, and that's what we're going to be covering after how we cover the use of one, how we would actually create one. So to create one, you simply specify a variable name. So I'm going to say variable. I'm going to call it var1, var1, and I'm going to assign it a value of 500. So by assigning it a value of 500, what it does, it makes var1 an integer. An integer is a whole number. So based on what you assign it, that determines the variable type. And this equal is the assignment operator, which says assign whatever's on the right to the left side. So we have a variable called var1, and we can use it anywhere we want in our code. So let's just do a simple print, and if we go var1, scroll down, click run, and just wait for that to run, execute, and there we go. It says 500. So let's cover some of the other different variable types. So we have, let's say, var2, and this could be something like 45.68. So this is a floating point number because it has a decimal, and we can print it off as we did var1. I'll leave that as an extra task for you. Create one called var3, and we could assign a string value to this. So I could assign hello world, and we could print this off as well. So that's some of the data types. There are other data types as well, like lists, tuples, and dictionaries. We'll cover them in more depth very soon. So another thing that you can do is something called multiple assignment. So if I have, let's say, A equal B equals C, and say if I make that equal to 7, we've created 3 variables here, but we've all set them to the value 7. So if you have a bunch of variables that you're creating, you're setting them all to the same value, and this is very useful. So if I were to put in like B, let's say if I copy and paste this, so it prints out A, B, and C, and now if I click run, and as you can see, it's printed out 7 because they were all 7. And that's a really cool function of the multiple assignment. So as we've covered, there are different data types. You have stuff like numbers. Within numbers, you got integers, you got floating points as well. So, and there's also Python strings. So let's just go a bit more into Python strings. So if I get rid, actually I'll leave these lines. If I put print, and if I do var3, and if I do var3 again, but if I want to print just the first character, we can just put 0 like that. Everything starts at 0, as do most of the things in computing. So that would print the first character. As you can see, it's printed hello. We can also print, let's say if we want to print multiple characters, so we could do 0 to 4. So that prints the characters from the first to the 5th place. So if I run this, and it's waiting for it to run, as you can see, it's printed off the first 4 characters. So the other thing that we can really do, which is pretty cool, is just print all the characters starting from a specific character. So you can just do like so. Say if we want to print all of them except for the first one, we just do that. So it starts at the second one, and if we run this, as you can see, it's printed out all the characters except for the first one, because we started at index 1, which is equivalent to the second character. So that's it for variables and variable types. We'll be covering more Python code and features in other videos. Feel free to check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the other demos.